Hello, my name is Robert Mason, and I am the founder of a truly unique charity called Letters Against Depression. Now, here at Letters, we have a simple but robust mission, and that's to help people afflicted with depression and other mental illnesses. Now, we do this by handwriting letters of hope and support to people all over the world, spreading the message that you are not alone and that you matter. Statistically, they're saying about 48 million Americans this year alone are going to be battling depression or other mental illnesses. That's a staggering number. That is a crazy high number. And if you think about it, if you look around your classroom right now, that equates to about 1 in 5 people. 1 in 5. I know because I'm one of those statistics. And actually, that's where the start for Letters Against Depression happened. So I've battled depression my whole life and anxiety, but I hit rock bottom roughly about 6 years ago. It was during this time I had the worst feelings that I didn't matter, that I was alone in everything. I was actively pushing people away and not realizing I was doing it, all part of what I was going through with my depression and anxiety. And over time, as I stopped the spiral and started to get better, my healing journey was starting and progressing along. And what happened is I wanted to be able to connect with others in some way and let them know that they can get through this. I wanted to be some sort of a support system or offer help in some way. Let people know that they're not alone, that they are worth it, that they do matter. So I just racked my brain. What are ways that we could interact? And you think the easiest thing nowadays, put something online or make a community online or try to do something that way. But none of that really spoke to me. None of that actually connected with me to say that I mattered. And it was about that time that one of my coping mechanisms was writing in journals. I would write for hours and hours, anything and everything that I felt, just to get it out of me and down on paper. And I really connected with the writing. It was helping me. I was healing from it, and I enjoyed it. And it was then that it came to a realization of maybe I can use that writing as a way to help others. Maybe I can help spread these messages that people aren't alone, that they do matter, and be able to do this in a way that could connect with people and be truly unique. So after a short amount of time of trying to logistically figure out how something like that would work, I created Letters Against Depression, and in October of 2014, I penned my first letter to the first recipient that had requested one, and since then we've just been rolling right along. So we have a website, lettersagainst.org, and there people are able to request letters of hope and support by filling out a short questionnaire. We need to know a little bit about you because we want that letter that we're going to send you to be personal. So we want your name, obviously, so we know what to call you. We need to know your address so we know where to mail it to. We want to know a little bit about you, like what's your age range? We have some buckets to choose from so that we know how to tailor our message. And we want to know about you, so we ask about your story. Go ahead and tell us about you. Maybe it's your depression journey. Maybe it's things you enjoy doing. Maybe things that you like or don't like. Anything about you that you can add to this so that when we write these letters, they're personal to you. When we write letters with Letters Against Depression, they're not form letters. Every letter is unique. We don't say that it has to have this or this in it, or it has to be structured in this way, because we want them to be unique. We want every experience to be different for that person, and for both sides, both the writer and the recipient, to get the most out of it. So people go online, they request letters, we write them and send it off. And many times people, not knowing exactly what they're getting into when they sign up, they get their first letter and they're like, oh my gosh, that was amazing, that was great. They connect with it, they put it away. A lot of times they're reading it multiple times. But what they don't understand is our goal, one of our mission statements, you matter. We want to make sure that we provide a continuous ability to send letters or anything that we can, just to let you know that you do matter. We're not stopping after one letter. We're not stopping, after two or three. We still today It's been 5 years now, almost 5 years, and we still write to the very first recipient that has requested a letter. We still send letters, and we'll keep sending them. And we've had some people that this has helped so much, and they come back and they're like, I am in such a better place over the past few years. These letters have been invaluable to us, but I want to make sure that these can go to others that need it maybe more. So they'll go ahead and say, you know what, I'm ready to be taken off the list. And a lot of times they come and they become a volunteer, a writer with us as well. So we do have many volunteers. We have over 1,000 volunteers all over the world to help write these letters to roughly about 1,500 recipients that we have at this time. And these are people from all over the world. We have roughly about 60 countries that we write to. We write to every state in the United States. We write to Washington, D.C. and Guam and all these amazing places. Every continent except for Antarctica. And hopefully soon, maybe we'll get a South Pole recipient at some point. We'll see. So much has changed though over the years. Originally, I was just writing the letters and I would write as many as I could and send them out. And now we have amazing people that volunteer. They write letters, but we still need control to make sure that we're not giving out personally identifiable information. We don't want to give out addresses or last names or create scenarios where anything negative could happen from it. So our volunteers who are stationed around the world, some in Portugal or England or Australia, Russia, Japan, they write the letters and they send them to us here in Florida. And we read them, make sure everything's safe, everything's good, and then we send it off to the recipients. And we go through so many letters now, roughly about 400 or 500 letters we go through in about a month. And you see next to me here, we have our current stack that has come in, and we'll start working on these in the next couple of days. These will all be going out to people all over the world, and it's amazing. As a volunteer, we have two different genres of letters that we list. We have what we call initial letters, and we also have letters of hope and support. And really the biggest difference between the two, the initial letters, are given to volunteers who have been with us for a while. We know we can count on their letters in terms of being timely and the content and the length. So these are the first contact that we have with a recipient. So after they've requested a letter, our initial letter team gets going and they write the most amazing initial letters. These letters, we want them to be at least 2 pages long. We want them to be no spaces in between, just writing on college-ruled, full paper as much as we can. We want so much content in it. They're writing in the margins, they're doodling, they're putting in poems or song lyrics, anything that they feel connects with this person. And once they craft those and send them to us, we want them turned around roughly in about a week, because with some of the mailing times it takes a little bit longer. So we want to get these letters to people as soon as possible. So our initial letter team gets these together, sends them to us, we send them out, and that's great. The other types of letters that we have are letters of hope and support. These are basically our continued contact letters. These are going to be letters number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down the line that someone receives. And any volunteer is able to pick these up. They can see when they become a volunteer, there's a portal that you can go to that lists all of the writing prompts or the recipients that are looking for letters. And they can choose which ones they connect with. So they'll peruse the list and they'll say, oh my gosh, this person's going through exactly what I went through. And they'll go ahead, claim them in the tool, finish the letter, send them to us, and then we get them turned around from there. And many people have been able to receive already over 20 letters, and every one is so different. Now, letters of hope and support, and we've talked about how we want these letters to be different and unique. So we don't put many parameters around the letters. Typically, letters of hope and support are about 1 page in length as a minimum. We want as little white space as possible, because white space it's an opportunity to be able to say a few more things. And even if you put song lyrics or a quote or doodle, something to fill that space so that they get that even more of a sense that they matter. 2 pages works even more, because then you're filling the envelope a little bit more, and it feels even more to them like they were special, like they mattered, and they do. So definitely at least a page long. Try to fill in all the space that you can around. Doodle in the margins. A lot of people add color to letters. You can maybe put their name big on the border at the top and color in their name. Or some people just take crayon and kind of color throughout the letter to make it pop out. Or some people make O's as hearts in red hearts. To, whatever you think creatively would work. We definitely want those special touches. So again, it's not just someone's wrote down a couple quick things and sent it along. We mentioned handwritten, and that's a big factor for us. If you take a handwritten note that you've done, 4 or 5 lines, doesn't have to be much, and then you type that out and print it out, you look at it and you can connect more to the handwritten piece. Even if it's horrible handwriting, and I know some of you in class right now are like, oh my gosh, my handwriting is horrible. Don't worry. Our suggestion absolutely is write slowly so that it's legible, but it's still, even with the worst handwriting there is out there, people connect to that even more than they would if it was typed. So we have 100%, every letter has to be handwritten, and we send them out that way. And it makes a difference. And also getting them mailed to you. So it's not an email where, it's really quick, sent, done. No, there's effort in this. So we take an envelope and we're putting your letter into the envelope. We're adding things that we call extra hugs to it. So we add things like index cards. So we have index cards art that people will put a phrase on the front, maybe write some stuff on the back. Here's an example here. So like, you matter, or even simply just putting things like flowers, or on the back, you matter, the world needs you. These are things that we can add. They don't take up, it's not like it costs extra stamps, but they're extra little things that they get to hold on to feel, touch, and it means the world to them. And so we add these. So if anyone's interested to add little index cards in with theirs, or even use that kind of concept on the back of their page, be creative. Definitely make sure that your writing has an impact, because this is truly writing that will help others. This is writing that people will be able to look at. It's writing that matters, truly is what it is. And that's what really matters in this case, is that we're impacting and helping so many people that get these letters, and we want that to continue. So for today's assignment, I believe what they're going to be doing is the letters of hope and support. So you're going to be looking for that one page, fill in all the space, use color if you want, crayons, markers. If you use markers or something that's kind of a heavier color, only write on one side of the paper. If you're someone that is really passionate about this and you want to write 2, 3, 4 pages, awesome. Use one side of a page so that it doesn't bleed through. Many people will have your letter when they receive it. They're going to keep it. They're going to put it somewhere. Some people put it in their wallet. Some people put it in their pocketbook, and they carry it with them all the time. As anytime they need that little bit of juice of positivity, they'll take it out and read it and remember how amazing it was. One of the last things that we do, we also send birthday cards. We send holiday cards. Any time that we have an ability to make an impact with that person, we want to. So we kind of hand make birthday cards, birthday wishes that we can send out, print those out. We do a huge Christmas card and holiday card drive where we sent out this past year roughly about 1,500 holiday cards all at once, and it's amazing to get the feedback back where they're saying, this holiday season I got one Christmas card because people aren't sending them as much anymore, and it meant so much that we got a card from you, and that's what it's about. So I want to thank you all so much. I appreciate this. If anyone is interested and connects with this project and you would love to be a volunteer, you can check out the information at our website. It's lettersagainst.org, and you can check out, there is really no requirement other than just be passionate about what you want. Be able to stay on a deadline. So typically the letters that you're writing today, we would want you to be able to complete and mail to us within about 2 weeks. So if you claimed it today, we would want it in the mail 2 weeks from today. So that's truly the biggest thing, is we want to make sure that we can get these in a timely fashion. Um, but there's no letter requirement. So if you want to write one now and then, you know, midterms or finals are coming up and you're unable to write for 3, 4 months, that's fine. You can write from the comfort of your home whenever you would like. So I want to thank you all again today. Um, I appreciate this so much. Happy writing, and I look forward to seeing what you have created when we get it shortly. So thank you. Bye-bye.